My name is Ashley, and this is Let's Talk Dispatch.
I do. You're gonna do it. Do it really well.
And I believe the world needs more dispatchers.
Around in the mud, blood, and beer.
Years that I'm not working 4th of July. 4th of July.
Say community policing, right? What about community dispatching?
So on this show, with the help of my guests, we will educate, empower, and support the heroes behind the headset. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here on Let's Talk Dispatch with me, Ashley, the Raspy Dispatcher. So today's episode is really different. It's kind of a plug, if you will, to highlight some awesome content we got going on our YouTube channel, the Raspy Dispatcher. If you follow me on any social media, you know that I have been actively traveling out to comp centers, visiting them in person, meeting dispatchers all across the states, hearing their stories, and sharing the awesome work they're doing in their centers. So far, we have traveled to San Jose Police Department in California, Pleasanton Police Department in California. We have been out to Lincoln Police Department in Lincoln, Nebraska, and Aurora 911 in Aurora, Colorado. And we are starting to work through all of those wonderful segments and posting them on our YouTube channel under a playlist, under a section called Voices from the Communication Center. Now, this little episode is just going to highlight the 3 interviews we've posted so far, and those are featuring folks from the San Jose Police Department. If you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of these interviews, any of these snippets, you have to head to YouTube, search the Raspy Dispatcher, and hit that subscribe button. We do put little teasers on our social medias, but the full episodes, the full interviews with these dispatchers are going to live on our YouTube channel. So the rest of this episode is going to be the first 3 interviews of our segment, Voices from the Communication Center, featuring dispatchers from the San Jose Police Department. If you're interested in coming onto the Let's Talk Dispatch podcast or think I would enjoy coming to your center and chatting with you folks, just shoot me a DM, send me an email, ashley@theraspydispatcher.com. We are trying to get to as many sisters. We are trying to get to as many centers as possible to showcase what we do as 911 dispatchers, the awesome work folks are doing every single day. So if you're listening to our podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, head there now, search the Raspy Dispatcher, and of course, follow us on all of the social medias. And now, take a listen to the voices from the Communication Center.
I'm Andy, and I was here, 2 years last month. Honestly, I wasn't even aware of this job until I started applying. People kind of forget that this is even a thing until you need to call 911. To know where you are, especially when you're calling 911, people have no idea where they are, generally, and that's pretty much what delays the help. It's just know where you are, and we can figure out the closest help, basically, and who's going to go. Like you saw, we have 8 channels, so that's all 8 different areas of San Jose with their own set of off. When we know where you are, we can get people out there easier. Don't stop. That's how I took it in. I just kept going. The training was long and exhausting at times, but I kept telling myself that I'm not going to quit, so someone has to tell me to leave. And it never happened, so just look into it. Like I said, I've never even heard about this job until I started, and I enjoy it a lot. It's totally different than anything I've ever done.
My name is Phil Gardner. I've been here for almost 18 years. It'll be 18 years in July. I have been a CTO most of my time here, probably about 16 years, meaning I train new folks when they come out of the academy, sometimes first rotation, but mostly second or third rotation, so further down the line when they're more ready to be signed off. Just teaching them the job, what to do, what not to do, policy and procedure, how to handle different kinds of events, how not to panic when that first shooting comes in, or stabbing or whatever it is. Teach them the job and the control room culture and how we operate. They're in the academy for 6 weeks, I think. I think we have a 6-week academy, and then they're out here with each of the CTOs for 5 weeks at a time. We do 3 training rotations, each one 5 weeks. And so they'll work on my schedule, my days off, which currently is swing shift, so 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. And I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So they'll work those days and hours with me. First rotation, you're sitting right with your trainee, kind of walking them through pretty much everything, start to finish. In second rotation, there's less of that. They're doing more things on their own because they've got more experience behind them. And then toward the end of third rotation, they're more or less on their own, and you kind of jump in when you need to. But that's more when they're at a point where they're just about signed off and pretty much ready to do everything solo. You're going to work weekends, you're going to work holidays, you're going to work nights for a while. That's just the way it is. You're bottom of the totem pole, so you're going to be working your way up. So know that and be ready for it. It will take time away from your family and other activities that you might be involved in outside of work because of your schedule. That's something that took me a while to get used to, but it is what it is. That's just the nature of the job. Be ready to hear some things you'd rather not hear, taking calls. Nobody calls here because they're having a good day, so be ready for that. Don't get to hear a lot of fun stuff with this job. Be prepared to hear people on their worst day. Also be patient with the callers. They don't always know where they are or exactly what they're trying to report. Sometimes they take a long time to get to the point, and we have to guide them there. But just be patient. Be patient with yourself as well. That's really even more important, because sometimes you're going to come in here and you're just going to have a day where it's just nothing's going right, and just be patient with yourself. Know that you're going to get through that, and tomorrow you're going to have a better day. Hopefully, if things didn't go right today, hopefully will go right tomorrow. And sometimes that's even just part of the shift. It'll just be awful, and then you'll go on a break, you'll come back, and everything's just flying, and everything's great. Other times you start the day out great, and then it all falls apart. So be patient with yourself. It's a great job. I love it. Even after almost 18 years, I love coming to work every day. I don't wake up going, ugh, I gotta go to work today. I do enjoy it. I love the people that I work with, and I'm having a good time.
My name is Katie. I've been here for 2 years last month. I've been a police radio dispatcher for a year now, though. My dad worked here, my mom worked here, and so growing up I wanted to be a police officer, just like my dad. I hit high school and decided, maybe this isn't what I want to do. Did a few different things in college, and my mom was the one who was like, why don't you look into dispatch? I think you'd be really good at it, and so I researched it, and I fell in love with it. So I think a lot of people just assume we only answer emergency calls. There was a lot of non-emergency stuff that we handled that I wasn't prepared for, that I didn't know about, and it's really interesting just how much we can help people without it even having to be an emergency. I applied twice. I didn't make it past oral boards the first time, which was, it happens, it's fine. So it's a long process, and I knew that it was going to be long, but it still was a lot longer than I expected, and it was definitely worth it. But yeah, it was a really long process for San Jose. It's actually pretty nice. I hear about the smaller agencies that they do even more than we do. They're answering phones, they're dispatching officers, they're dispatching fire and EMS all at the same time. And the nice part about San Jose being big is that we have help. We have a lot more help. We have a lot more partners to help us out, and I think that that's pretty cool. That you can find the non-emergency number on Google. If you are calling to report a loud music party, totally fine. But calling 911 is not the place for it. Most agencies, you can Google the non-emergency number, and if you have the time to Google it, then it's not an emergency, So I feel like that's something that the public should know, is that you can find the non-emergency number pretty easily. Take care of your mental health. Be prepared to, find ways to take care of your mental health, because this is a rough job. You're going to have really good days, but you're also going to have some really bad days. And you're going to hear certain things over the phone. You're going to hear certain things over the radio from the officers that are going to sit with you. So make sure that you take care of your mental health.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Dispatch podcast. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you're interested in becoming a guest on the show, or maybe even submitting your own story, You can do all that and more at theraspydispatcher.com. Until next time, stay raspy.